The sequel series, Cobra Kai, is set some 30 years after the original Karate Kid saga and reunites old rivals Daniel LaRusso, Ralph Macchio, and Johnny Lawrence, William Zabka, after the latter decides to reopen the dojo he attended as a teen back in the 1980s. Since the first season of Cobra Kai premiered in 2018, the series has gone from a YouTube sleeper hit to one of Netflix's most-watched shows and earned itself rave reviews along the way. Here are all the latest news on the series. First, the Cobra Kai Season 4 scene fans agree was out of character for Johnny. When it comes to Cobra Kai, William Zabka's Johnny Lawrence has had the toughest personal battles than anyone else on the show. Since we reunited with him after 38 years in 2018, the former top student of Cobra Kai's golden era has been forced to face old rivalries, reflect on losses, and cherish the little wins in this borderline ludicrous war between opposing karate schools. As dumb as that might sound written down, it nevertheless fortified Lawrence's role in the ongoing chapters of the Miyagi-verse, ushering him to grow as a person and learn from his mistakes. Doing so made this product of the 80s, with the mindset to match, finally showing signs of improvement in an era he'd been reluctant to be a part of. At least, that's what fans thought was happening up to a point. Even with all his progress, one moment in the show's fourth season felt like a total undercutting of Lawrence's development as a person and a teacher. The message it was trying to deliver was clear, demonstrating a solid display of opposing views and methods between himself and Daniel LaRusso, Ralph Macchio. What it didn't intend to do was push the limits of the show's view on reality and reason with a lesson no logical person would ever consider doing. Unless that person was Spider-Man. Which scene is it? Well, the rooftop challenge in Season 4 was even too dumb for Johnny. While it was no surprise seeing Johnny and Danny unite and then immediately split up in Season 4, what did make jaws drop was witnessing the former's first lesson for his students involve them jump from one building rooftop to the next, with the only bit of safety being some used mattresses below. It was a cartoonish idea that wasn't befitting of the Lawarence we'd come to know and love. Taking to the Cobra Kai Reddit page, one fan highlighted that after spending most of Season 3 helping Miguel recover after injuring his back, it made no sense for Johnny to have a group of kids parkouring across rooftops. Thankfully, in anticipation of the show's 5th season, Zabka promised a more focused Johnny who hopes to rebuild bonds with the young cast, rather than chuck them off buildings. Next, Karate Kid 3 hinted Terry Silver was better than Kreese. Has that changed? The Karate Kid Part 3 hinting at Terry Silver being a better fighter than John Kreese makes it worth wondering if that's still the case in Cobra Kai. Over 30 years have passed since Silver, Thomas Ian Griffith, and Kreese, Martin Kove, joined forces to get revenge with Mr. Miyagi and Daniel LaRusso in the third Karate Kid movie. Even though Silver didn't have a personal beef with Mr. Miyagi and his student in the same way that Kreese did, their goals was aligned in the Karate Kid Part 3. After reuniting the pair, Cobra Kai Season 4 tested the limits of their bond and drove it to the breaking point. In the finale, Silver framed Kreese for the brutal beating of Stingray in order to take the reins of Cobra Kai for himself. As a result of his betrayal, Silver and Kreese are said to be on opposite sides of Cobra Kai Season 5's dojo war, meaning that a fight between them could be on the horizon. What happened in the Karate Kid Part 3 provided a clue to how their skill levels compared in the original trilogy. In the movie, Kreese, Silver, and Mike Barnes each had a turn in fighting Mr. Miyagi. Barnes went down with one move from the Karate Master, and Kreese was defeated in less than 20 seconds. Silver couldn't beat him either, but the fact that he outlasted Kreese by more than a minute implied that he was the best among the three villains. Of course, so much time has passed since then that it would have been possible for Kreese to surpass him by now, but how both have fared against Johnny suggests that Silver is still the superior fighter. Moving on, why Kreese can't beat Terry Silver yet. If Kreese and Silver had come to blows in Cobra Kai Season 4, chances are it's the latter who would have come out on top. Silver dominated Johnny during their fight, whereas Kreese struggled mightily when he went up against his former student in both Seasons 2 and 3. Kreese, who is in his 70s, lacked the physical endurance he needed for a prolonged fight with Johnny or Daniel. He just didn't have the strength or the stamina required to win a fair fight with either character. Silver is obviously around the same age, yet this hasn't been a huge problem for him so far. Clearly, Silver is in much better shape than Kreese right now. For Kreese to even the odds, he'll need to find a way to at least get closer to the level he used to be. That could happen, especially since Cobra Kai Season 4's ending gave him a good reason to work harder than ever. Being betrayed and sent to jail by his friend could be the push Kreese needs. If he ends up being stuck in jail for a while, he could use this time to put his body through some intense training. In other related news, Stingray actor teases potential return. Cobra Kai actor Paul Walter Hauser may return as Stingray in Season 5. Cobra Kai Season 4 ended on multiple cliffhangers, including Silver bribing a referee at All Valley to ensure Cobra Kai's victory and betraying Kreese and framing him for a crime he didn't commit. The crime in question took place in Cobra Kai Season 4 when Hauser's Stingray was viciously beaten by Silver after requesting to rejoin Cobra Kai. However, Silver convinced Stingray to take the rap in exchange for his return. These episodes would be the only two appearances made by Stingray, who was first introduced in Season 2, where he played a much larger role. Stingray's reintroduction in Season 4 was a huge surprise, but played a key role in shaping the finale and setting up the highly anticipated Season 5. Hauser recently spoke to comicbook.com to discuss his upcoming role in the Apple Plus series Blackbird. The subject of Cobra Kai was brought up, specifically the return of Stingray in Season 5. The actor has a coy response, teasing Stingray's potential appearance, saying, "I will just say, that Stingray might be done with the past, but the past is not done with Stingray." While the actor's response is somewhat cryptic, it does suggest that Stingray will be back for Cobra Kai Season 5. In all likelihood, the character's appearances may be limited, as with Season 4. However, with only 2 appearances in Cobra Kai Season 4, Stingray still managed to make a huge impact. Stingray's role in the upcoming season remains a mystery, but if he is featured, viewers could see him grapple with his conscience after playing a role in Kreese's wrongful arrest. It's also possible that Kreese may find out that Stingray helped to frame him, which would pit the former sensei and student against each other. Finally, why Chozen was so skilled in Cobra Kai when he wasn't in Karate Kid 2. Chozen's inability to beat Daniel, Ralph Macchio, in The Karate Kid Part 2 speaks volumes about how different he is as a fighter now in Cobra Kai. The techniques displayed by Chozen and his easy takedown of Daniel in Cobra Kai Season 3 have made it clear that the reformed villain is a force to be reckoned with. He's certainly better than Daniel is, which means that he could likely beat Johnny, William Zabka, and Kreese, Martin Kove, as well. It's this depiction of his character and his skills that have made a potential showdown between him and Terry Silver, Thomas Ian Griffith, such as an exciting prospect for Cobra Kai Season 5. Based on what Chozen is capable of in Cobra Kai, there's a sense that he's the character with the best chance of beating Silver in a fight. Everything that's known about Chozen's fighting skills raises questions about how he became such a formidable fighter. In The Karate Kid Part 2, Chozen wasn't good enough to win the final fight, which naturally puts him not only below the skill level of most of the dojo. How his standing changed so drastically can be attributed to the amount of time Chozen has devoted to the mastery of his Miyagi-Do training. In the decades that have gone by since his defeat in The Karate Kid Part 2, Chozen has spent his time and energy on improving his karate skills. Chozen never stopped bettering himself as a fighter. This distinction made it possible for Chozen to catch up and surpass characters like Daniel. Not unlike Pat Morita's Mr. Miyagi, Chozen serves as a perfect example of how talented a person can become through decades of diligent martial arts training. Thanks to his devotion to Miyagi-Do karate, Chozen has emerged as a powerful fighter who just might be able to beat Terry Silver. If so, his experience may be what helps Daniel's side prevail over the villain in Cobra Kai Season 5. Unfortunately, that's all the time we have for today. Make sure to follow for more great content.